So, good morning everyone once again. So, before starting the class, now everyone stop. Okay, just listen my words carefully. Sneha. Okay, don't argue. Okay. So, now listen carefully that there is an announcement for related to the Green Olympiad. As you know that this year till now you can't come to the schools. That's why this year TERI Green Olympiad 2020 will be held through online. So you can submit your or you can register there and you can uh, perform the test. Okay, so for that I am telling you the information. Just listen carefully everyone. So this is the what is the full form of TERI? The Energy and Resources Institute. The Energy and Resources Institute. Okay, this is the full form of TERI. Now, students from the classes 4 to class 12 can participate in this particular Olympiad, and the test will be on the topic of, and it will be on the objective test, and it will cover a range of topics like water. Everyone listen carefully. The topics: water, waste, energy, air, agriculture, urban landscapes, biodiversity, health, climate change and sustainable development, and contemporary environmental issues. Okay, so these are the topics. Now, this exam will be conducted in an online mode and you can participate directly from your homes. Okay, so you can participate directly from your homes, and date of the examination is 26th November or 17th December 2020. 26th November or 17th December 2020. Okay, so now time is 1 hour and you have to perform the test within 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Okay, within 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And 50 questions will be asked with multiple choice answers, and the last date of registration is 30th September 2020. Last date of registration is 30th September 2020, and the link for the registration is here. Everyone write it down in your copy. This is the link for registration. This is the link for registration. Tell your parents to register your name in this particular link and write it down in your copy. Okay? And the registration fee is 75 per student and the language is English. And if you want to know any further information, you can visit that project website that is also written here. Another W will be there. www.terin.org/OLYMPIAD. Okay, if you want to know any further information, then visit that website, and for registration you have to visit that particular link. Okay, so I will suggest everyone that you should register your name into this particular link. Okay, clear everyone? Any question? And after the examination you will get a certificate. So everyone, just register your name. Okay, and this will be uploaded in your website very soon. Now, okay, so come back to your science class, and today I will continue the chapter 9. And in my previous class I have discussed about the adaptation related to mountain and desert region, and today's topic is grassland. Today I will discuss about the adaptation in the grassland. Grassland. We have seen different types of features which animals and plants are having, those who are living in the particular desert and mountain region. No, still now we didn't get any information about their practice book. Okay, so if you can visit that website, from there you will get each and everything. Yes, Asmita. So, today I will discuss about the adaptation of the grassland region. Now, as you know that the grasslands are covering about 1/4 of the Earth's land. Earth's land, if you consider the total as 4, it's one part. That means 1/4 of the grassland is covered by land. Okay. Now, we can say that the grassland exists in every continent except Antarctica, right? We can find grassland around us in every continent except Antarctica. In the Antarctica, what we will get? Tell me. In the Antarctica, what we will get? We will not get any grassland there, but what will be there? Ice and snow. Very good. So, the grassland will be found in those places. Now, the temperature and the climate of different grassland is very different. Like, if we consider the tropical grassland, as you know, the tropical region is very hot. So, in the tropical grassland, we will find that the weather is very hot throughout the year. And if we consider the temperate grassland, then temperate grasslands are hot in the summer but very cold in the winters. Okay. So, tropical grasslands are having a hot climate throughout the year, but temperate grasslands are hot in summers and very cold in winters. Now, the rainfall in the grassland is near about 30 centimeter to 100 centimeter. Okay, and for these short grasses can grow, and the trees, long trees can grow near the streams and rivers. Now, the animals, those who are living in the grassland, they will get plenty of grass as their food. Clear? Continuity and openness will be there, and for this, the type of animals living in the grasslands around the world are similar. Okay, most of the animals are plant eating, like deer, horse, etc. And some animals are animal eating, like lion, tiger, right? So, in that particular area, we will get two types of animals, like herbivores and carnivores. So, you know the meaning of herbivore. Animals which eat plants or plant product are called as herbivore, and animals which eat animal or other animal products are called as carnivore. Now, first, if I consider a lion, as you know that lions can live in the forest or a grassland. It is a very strong animal, right? That can hunt and kill other animals like deer. You have seen in the Discovery that lions are running behind the deer and capturing them and taking them as their food. So, for that, lions are having some features which are helping them to stay in the grassland. What are these features? That you know the color of the body of the lion. You know the eyes of the lion, position of the eyes of the lion. Okay, so lions are having long legs or mainly lions are having long claws in their front legs that can be withdrawn inside the toes. Okay, these are having long claws in their legs and that can be withdrawn. Why? Because it is helping them to survive in that particular habitat. And lion's body color is light brown. Okay, so what is the advantage of having this color? Light brown color helps them to hide in the dry grassland. Okay, light brown color will help them to hide in dry grassland when it hunts for prey. There you will get another two term, and I know you know the meaning of this term because you have read in the junior classes. What are they? Prey and predators. Prey and predators. Prey means animals to eat. Animals to eat, and predator means animals like lion that make it their prey. So here lion is the predator and the deer is the prey. Okay, so lions will hide their body, yes, hide their body in the dry grassland so that they can hunt their prey. And their eyes are front of the face, allow it to have a correct idea about the location of the prey. Okay, so they are hiding their body in the dry grassland as they are having light brown in color, and their eyes are placed like that so that they can find their location of their prey and they can capture them very easily. Now lion will come under that carnivore. Now if I talk about the herbivore, that means deer. So deer is the another animal which can live in the forest and grassland, and deers are also having strong teeth because deers are herbivorous. They need to chew hard part of a plant stem. That's why they are having strong teeth. And the deer also needs to know about the presence of predators in order so that they can run away from them very easily and they do not become their prey. Deers will not want to be the prey of the lion, so they will run. And they are also having long ears to hear movement of the predators. They are having long ears so that they can identify the movement of the predators and can save themselves from the predators. And their eyes are on the side of its head, allow it to look in all direction for danger. Okay, their sides on their eyes on the side of its head allow them to look in all direction of danger, and they can run very fast. So the speed of the deer helps them to run away from the predators, so that they can run away from the predators. So these are the some features of lion and deer and other animals or plants that help them to survive in the grassland habitat. Okay, so now you know the different criteria of grassland and the herbivores and carnivores of that of grassland. I am repeating the points of once again, that some adaptation of grassland in herbivores are that herbivores means such as deer, cow, goat, etc. Those who are living in grassland, they are having some features like they are having strong teeth for chewing and cutting hard grass and the stem of the plant. Second one is long ears to follow the movement of the predators. Third one is, and what is predator? Predator is an animal which makes them its prey. and long legs they are having, so that they can run from the predators and hide and save themselves. And eyes are present on the sides of their heads. This can provide them a wide range view of to follow the movements of the predators over the large area in almost all directions. Okay, so these are the some features of herbivores. Now, the adaptation to grassland in carnivores are, carnivores mean like tiger, lion, hyena. These can be found in the grassland, and they are having some features like sharp and long claws in their front leg to catch, hold and tear the body of the prey. So, first they will catch the deer or any other herbivore, and they will hold, and after that they will tear and they will take it as their food. And their light brown color will help them to hide in the dry grassland, and their eyes in front of the face help in locating the prey, and long and strong teeth help them in tearing the body of the prey. So these are the some adaptive features of carnivores. So with that, today I am completing the adaptation in grasslands. In my next class, I will discuss about the adaptation to oceans. So up to this portion, clear everyone? Any doubt? Okay, so thank you everyone.